Child Delilah. That's what she said. Delilah. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is season 13, episode 17, baby. Miss Drew. Call the folks Delilah, honey. Oh, that old Delilah spirit. I said, you're not bashing the girls with the Bible, are you, Drew? You might not want to do that. Anyway, we're going to get to it. Just hold on. Hold on. So listen. Old Marlo. We're sitting there. We're over here at Kandi's new place. Everything's nice. Marlo is basically really being completely ignored. And she ended up apologizing to everybody and everything for everything that she had done on the trip. Okay, and it ended up being like this whole thing at the table where first, because Portia was spearheaded. She was giving Marlo wasn't there. Girl, I don't see her, honey. Marlo who? What's a Marlo? She was given that kind of tease, and it seemed like other people just kind of started to pick up on it, and they just started really not paying her any mind. And Marlo is a person that really does thrive on attention. We've seen that. That's all these little scenes that you see Marlo pulling hand sanitizer out of boots, and she's always looking for a moment. We like Marlo, but face the fact, Marlo is thirsty. She's peach thirsty. She's thirsty for a peach that she's never ever going to get. But that's Marlo. You know, that is what it is. It's why she dresses the way she dresses. It's why she moves the way she moves. It's the way she acts the way she acts. That's just Marlo. But ain't nobody feeling it at this present time. Kenya and Cynthia and Kandi have a conversation. Kenya gets to telling Kandi, you know, she's getting ready to have to leave because Mark is actually in town. He kind of showed up for Brooklyn's birthday. Her birthday party was the day after or 2 days after or something, but he showed up early and she didn't know he was even coming. So it's one of those whole things. So that's that. Kandi was really giving, girl, well, my thing is what's really going on? Have you filed for the divorce? And she's like, no, I haven't filed for the divorce yet. You know, she's like, so you're just filing for custody. And basically the custody thing is really just to get his attention. That's all that's really about. And so it's that whole little thing going on. And Kandi's like, girl, I don't understand why you are just hanging on. I just don't get it. And I'm laughing because I don't see why Kandi don't get it. Y'all know Kandi. Y'all been knowing Kandi as long as I've been knowing Kandi. What's done changed, Kandi? Huh? When'd you get so quick to leave a man? Miss Kandi. I don't understand why you don't get it. Now, things have actually changed for Kandi. But Kandi ain't got the best track record with breakups. And she ain't never been, you know, that's more Mama Joyce. See, I can see because Mama Joyce is the real fast reactor. But even when it came to a man, Mama Joyce wasn't so quick to leave that man alone. Remember that man that tore that house up at Kandi's and all that stuff? You remember when all that stuff went on? That whole little thing of kind of being a fool for a man, that has been the ongoing thing when it comes to Kandi. And we've seen that with Mama Joyce. Now, I ain't coming for Mama Joyce, but I'm just saying, we seen it. We seen it. Y'all give fool for a man. And we seen it. Now, the only thing that happened with Todd just ain't make no fool out of you. But your mama thought he was going to. And that's what her whole fear was. That he had his hooks in you. And it just so happened Todd ain't ran no game on you. But he do got his hooks in you. So, I'm going to ask the question again. Kandi, why don't you get it? But it is easier to see it in others than it is to see it in ourselves. And I'm going to leave that right there. Moving on. Y'all know I loves me some Aunt Nora, honey. Aunt Nora and Ralph. Go ahead, Aunt Nora. And Nora said, hey, Ralph. Hey, boy, hey. Ralph. Look. Look. Drew, you over there kikiing and cackling and kikiing at it. You better look out at it. Go on, Aunt Nora, honey. Aunt Nora, old sharp old piece of bird, honey. You don't think that Aunt Nora couldn't take Ralph by the hand and walk him down the block and around the corner, because you know he's a walkable girl. So you keying and laughing, honey. But whatever. I'm just saying. I'm just being real. Aunt Nora is Aunt Nora, honey. She's Kandi's aunt. She ain't your aunt. She ain't Ralph's aunt. And Aunt Nora Sharp. You, like I said, down the street and around the corner, he's walkable. Anyway, let's go on. I'm being messy today. I'm feeling messy. Whatever. Put it in the comments. I'm feeling a little messy. Go ahead, Aunt Nora. Anyway, oh, Ralphie boy. Watch out, Ralphie. Watch out. No, Nora. Anyway, Shamia and Marlo end up getting into a little thing, honey. And she was given, girl, somebody that was at the doctor's with you said that you got lipo before we went to NOLA. So when is it that you said your back and stuff was hurting? When you said that your nephew jumped on your back? Girl, something's not adding up. And Marlo was tied up in that story some kind of way. And I was like, something ain't adding up here, honey. So Marlo, you know, Shamia and Portia was down there giving, oh girl, they was giving, hey, that Marlo leaned over there, baby, and then she ended up coming out of her mouth basically threatening to spill the beans on the fact that Kandi had then told her that she heard Portia in there getting banged out by Bolo. And Kandi was like, don't put me in that shit. But see, Kandi, again, you spoke too much. You spoke too much to the wrong person. And at some point, you know Marlo's going to spill that. You know Marlo's going to throw that in your face, and you know it. But that's what you're doing. I see you though, Kandi. You've been starting a little shit lately, and I seen it. I clocked it a few times in this episode. But yeah, girl, you was a little nervous about that. And when it came out your mouth to Marlo, I was like, oh, God, we haven't heard the last of this. And I knew it. So it just is what it is. You know Marlo's a snake, honey. Anyway, but yeah, she was threatening, baby, to spill the beans because she was getting so bothered. But, girl, you got tied up in your lie, girl. I don't understand these people getting lipo and lying about it. If you laid up and got your fat sucked out your ass, you got it sucked out your ass. Get over it. You paid for it. Did you use somebody else's money? Who gives a shit? Moving on. So, anyway, what we found out, I didn't even realize, it was Mama Joyce's birthday. And, child, they was blowing out them candles. I was screaming at Mama Joyce going to try to blow the candle out with a mask on. I saw, God bless her little soul, honey. But, yeah, Mama Joyce was looking good, feeling good, and having herself a good time. It was a nice function. It was. You know, even with a little bit of stuff going on, it was nice. Child, so we leave there. I think that'll definitely be a successful place for Kandi and Todd too. It's nice. It's a nice place. I wouldn't mind going past there for a little cocktail and a little something to eat, honey. Looks cute. Anyway, Cynthia and Mike and the scale, honey. And I wrote it in my notes as Cynthia and Mike versus the scale, honey. Both of their big asses, they got on the scale, honey. And neither one of them, they started out the COVID pandemic one way. And now both of them is struggling with not having a small and they was mad at the scale. They was like, the scale. Get mad at that scale. They threw that scale in the garbage. I said, the scale definitely won this round. That was pretty funny. Cynthia and Mike. The scale won. Anyway, so then Kenya, we see Kenya on the phone with the doctor that took her top off, honey, and she talked to the doctor about her boobs. I said, okay, I guess that's content for the show. And I said, oh, jeez. Come on. It's good to be comfortable with your body. Now, that's how you supposed to be, Marlo, about your lipo. You see how Kenya got up in the TV screen with her titties? That's how you supposed to be with your ass. You got it sucked out. She wanted to get her titties sucked out, and she was fine. Anyway, moving on. So Cynthia has her pop-up shop event. It looked like the turnout was really pretty good. And here come Drew. Drew, what is this? This is like a desperate reach for a storyline. And it just looks bad. I was like, what the hell is this that we're watching? Drew got this whole thing. Now, she's supposed to have this basically like a christening. It's a blessing for the baby. And she is like having this issue, and she's basically talking about LaToya. LaToya ain't got there yet. And she's talking about her saying, you know, I had to postpone it because LaToya is basically messing around with the prophet that was supposed to be blessing the baby. She's supposed to be dating him. And when you get down to it, here it is. Drew and Ralph are friends with the girl that he's engaged to, and there's a baby involved and some other stuff. She basically was painting LaToya out to be this homewrecker, but LaToya's still married, and her marriage is actually breaking up, and she hasn't completely gotten out of that, but she's saying that she's wrecking these other people's home. She done took on the whole plight, and she canceled the baby's blessing and all of this stuff. It was crazy. It was really crazy to me. And I was like, what's really going on, Drew? I was like, okay, so you don't like her no more. Is that what's going on? I said, okay. So then next thing you know, LaToya shows up. I said, oh, shit. And here come Kandi. Kandi, I see you. I see you, Miss Kandi. Kandi gets to telling LaToya, blah, 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 blah. She's steady running it. What Drew had told her. Why are you doing that, Kandi? Now you put yourself in the middle of it, and you're going to be crying later and not understanding why people are mad at you. Shut up, Kandi. But anyway, LaToya is playing that game. You know that game, honey. You know that game. Jump on the man, jump up and down, get off, wipe off, and then deny. That's the game that Miss LaToya is playing. Well, her little slick sly self, honey. I said, well, okay, girl. Especially if you're going to go through a divorce, girl, you want to make sure you control and cover your assets, girl. So, yeah, you got to jump on the man, jump up and down, jump up and down, jump up and down, jump up and down, jump up and down. Hopefully it lasts that long. And then get off, wipe off, and then deny, girl, so you don't fuck up your settlement. That's just the way it is. But anyway, Kandi put the wheels in motion and basically told LaToya what Drew has said. I said, what is Kandi doing? Next thing you know, here we got Drew and LaToya get to going at it. And Drew's basically calling her like a homewrecker and telling her I had to cancel my baby's blessing. And that. She was going in. And there's a fiance and there's a baby and this and that. And she really was acting like, I'm like, girl, and again, at the end of all of this, girl, I don't get it. I don't get it. And it don't have nothing to do with you. She went and said, you're preying on a prophet. And then Kandi came in and said, wait a minute, girl. You're giving LaToya way too much credit. Isn't it kind of like he would be preying on her? Because she said that she basically went to him for a 6-week life coaching thing. And it wasn't what you're saying that it is. And if it did happen, then it's saying that that he was preying on her. It was the other way around. And she said, you're giving LaToya way too much credit in this situation. Honey, that Drew said, she got that old Delilah spirit. I said, well, wait a minute. Now, wait a minute, girl. Hold up. Let me just say this to you, Drew. I don't know if you was trying to build this storyline for yourself to try to lock yourself in here, but you looking real crazy right now. You looking real crazy, sis, because you handling this like she fucking Ralph. And from when we continued and we went further, it seemed like you more upset than the fiance. You acted like she fucking Ralph. Girl, is this a deflection? You getting your shit off on Latoya because you don't know who Ralph done banged around. And you don't have nobody to go off on, so you can go on off on Latoya. Girl, you wrong. You wrong right now. And all this you got to... Cynthia said in her confessional, girl, hire another prophet, girl. They a dime a dozen, girl. They got fake prophets all down here on the YouTube streets, girl. You can find you a fake prophet like that, girl. Give me a call. Give me a call, girl. I can point you in the direction of a fake prophet. Anyway, moving on, honey. So don't worry, said she's at the Delilah spirit. I said, girl, I can even get you a fake prophet with a Delilah spirit. Jezebel spirit too. Girl, listen, too much. Anyway, moving on. So listen. So then Kenya throws a party. After that little thing's over, Kenya throws a party. It's the titty reveal over at Moore Manor. Try to get over there, honey. And this is the first time Marlo's ever been to Moore Manor. They're going in and they seeing the new pool and all this stuff. And oh yeah, it's this, that, and the other. It's gorgeous. It's cute and all that. And then they get up in there, honey. And they start their little lesbian stuff. You know how they do. Every time they get together, honey, it is a I swear it. Listen, y'all know I've been gay for a very, very long time. Long time. Honey, and I would hang out, you know, with the lesbians. The lesbians here in Pittsburgh used to throw fabulous parties, baby. And I'd be there with the lesbians. I swear to God, I wouldn't pull y'all's leg. Whenever I see the girls gather on Real Housewives of Atlanta, it takes me back to my days in my 20s and 30s when I used to be at the lesbians parties. And this is the type of party. That's the atmosphere for the lesbian parties. They give me lesbian teas. These are lesbian party teas. And it's cool. Come on with it. So that's why I always feel so comfortable. Feels like home. With these girls, honey. But anyway, they over there talking about water, motorboating. And Cynthia told she don't know what motorboating is. And she's like, is that like teabagging? I'm like, no, girl, different body parts, honey. But of course, old Latoya, honey, she'd take her old goddamn rough leg self on over there, honey, and jump up in her chest. And I said, girl, wait a minute. I told you it's like being at a lesbian festivity. Anyway, but they was carrying on. But Kenya, again, what's up with these cheap parties, honey? No food, few drinks. You know, I was like, what's going on? Marlo reads her down and then gets on and calls Uber Eats, honey, and has some food delivered to the party. Kenya goes on and starts telling them about how Mark now is basically playing nice. He's playing nice. He came in for that birthday party, honey, and he buttered her up and buttered her buns. I see. She over there grinning like an old Cheshire cat. And she's so stupid, honey. He playing nice again. It's like the playlist. Remember the playlist? He done got you again, but he done gave you a little jing this time, girl. Really got you. Got you going. You got me going. Got me going. Hey, I said, girl, what you got for me? I want to see. I've been waiting. Shout out to Day 26. Y'all, that's an old jam. Day 26. Look it up, honey. Yes, God, that was the jam. Anyway, but he done got her hooked up in his clinks, honey. I said, look at her stupid butt. A mess. So listen. Then this stuff comes up about Drew. Drew ain't there, but this stuff come up again. And they talking to Latoya, honey. And then they're like, okay, it's a mess about IG. And it's all lies. And this, that, thing, and the other. And then Latoya gets to reading, honey, and said that Drew needs to stop putting so much time into her situation. And get to have herself a relationship with Ralph. And get a relationship with the treadmill. I said, oh, no, you didn't, honey. And again, deny. And then she calls the prophet up on the phone, FaceTimes him. He talking to the ladies. I said, oh, jeez. And he over there on the phone, honey, I'm looking at him and I said, My moral compass said, my spiritual compass said, that's a lying prophet, honey, and a lying Latoya, honey. Everybody was playing deny, honey. And I said, honey, I don't know what's going on, honey, but my spirit is feeling wet bottoms all around, honey. Wet bottoms. I said it. Anyway, I was like, Then they blame everything on Drew's assistant. He was being messy. This, that, thing, and the other. And Then Drew had the nerve to ask the prophet about Ralph. I said, oh, you really digging there, girl. I said, this reunion is going to be interesting. This is going to be interesting. But Drew, I can't even come to your rescue with this, because what Latoya's doing is completely within her rights, because, girl, you were doing way too much. You was acting like she was screwing Ralph. You asserted yourself. Now you got what you wanted. Now it's going to be what it's going to be. And Cynthia ended it out. You know Cynthia goofy, honey. Cynthia got up in her confessional and said, I just don't know. Somebody's lying. I said, Cynthia, yes they are.